Hi all, so this is the promised help video for the coin exercise. As you see here, I've got a BlueJ project set up with the book and book test class and the circle and cylinder and their test classes. And this is the way you should do this, right? And then you can turn the whole thing into me by just zipping this project and sending that zip file to me. So it makes it nice and easy. Okay, so coin and coin test. Here I have a working version of this, which I'll show you. And so the coin test makes a coin object, and here which consists of two images and an instance field that says which side is currently being displayed. And it just flips them. Coin test has some code which calls the draw method in coin and flips them every 2 seconds. Okay, so just an aside, not an aside, but an essential piece of this is you need to find some coin images on the internet and place them within your project folder. As you can see, I've got them here down at the bottom of the Chapter 3 exercise. This is project folder. Okay, so what I did is to sort of go through doing this, I duplicated coin test, called it coin test 2, and duplicated coin and called it coin 2. And so I'll modify coin 2 so I can leave this the way it is. All right, first a quick bit about coin test 2. I just copied and pasted the code from coin test into here, but since you can't have two classes with the same names, I needed to change the name to coin test 2. And wherever I referred to coin, I needed to change it to coin 2 because I want this to make an object of this class, not that class. Okay, and so there are a couple of places where I had to change coin 2. All right, so so now let's look at coin. So we import image and graphics. We have a constructor for coin 2, which takes in the two images from coin test, the coin test class. We need to write a flip method, and we need to write this method. But as you can see, I've gone ahead and written this for you. And we'll just look at this quickly. So what this basically says is if side equals 1, we need to do equals here for testing for equality. Make sure you don't do just a single equal sign. That is an assignment statement and is not a test for equality. So if side equals 1, then we're going to say 1 is equal to the head side. So we get the width of the heads coin and the height of the heads coin. And then we call draw image. We pass in the image heads that we want to draw. And then this, which in the book is called XUL and YUL, okay? For X upper left and Y upper left, right? So why this X minus W divided by 2 and Y minus H divided by 2? Well, I thought I would just show you this to help you out. So let's say our window is 500 by 500, right? And that's defined over in coin test. And you can change that if you want. And our image is 400 by 400, right? So what we need to do is to get that point right there, right? Because what draw image does is we give it the top left, where we want to start drawing, place the top left corner of our image within the window, right? This is our window, it's 500 by 500. This is our image. So what CoinTest actually does is it passes in the width of the window divided by 2. So it, and the height, same thing. So it passes in this case, 250, right? And 250, which is exactly the center, right? 250 across and 250 down. And now what we need to do is get that point, and the way we get that is we take the width of the image and divide it by 2 and subtract it from this, right? So that gives us that. And we do the same thing with the height. We get the height of the image, which I'm saying is 400, divided by 2, 200, and we subtract from this point, this line. So that gives us that point right there. And that is what we're supplying in both cases with this x minus width divided by 2 and y minus h divided by 2. And remember, in this case, x and y are, you can think of those as the center of the window, right? Yeah, so you'll be able to just copy that code, stop the video and copy that code. Now let's look at what else we need to do for coin 2. We need to define 3 fields, or 3 fields. Image, and we'll call it heads and tails, instance variables, which is the same thing as fields, right? And we need to define an integer, which is side, the side that's currently showing. And we'll say here, 1 equals 1 is heads, okay? And so from CoinTest, we pass in pick 1 and pick 2. Pick 1 is the heads image, so we say we have to move it from the parameter, right, over into the field, which is heads. So we say heads equals pick 1, and tails equals pick 2. So now we have the heads and the tails images stored in these fields, in instance variables, and they're accessible then throughout this class, even when this method is no longer running. Okay, so you have to do that often. You have to pass in some stuff and then move that stuff and store it in instance variables. All right, so flip. We're almost done here. So what we're going to do is you could do this with an if statement. In fact, let's do that quickly. We could say if side equals 1, and we could say side equals -1. Else side equals 1. Right? So if side equals +1, then side equals -1. Else if side isn't equal to +1, then side becomes equal to +1. Okay? And let's test this. I think we have everything we need here. Compile. Yep. And we'll compile that. And now if we run this, it is nicely flipping between those 2 coin images. Cool. Okay. And we'll just do one other thing here, which is this whole if statement could be replaced with side equals minus side. Oops. So whenever side is positive, it's flipped to negative. Whenever side is negative, it's flipped to positive. Okay. Negative times negative is a negative. All right. And that's it. All right. So I think the trickiest part of this whole thing is this idea, or it's one tricky part, that, right, we're getting in this center, basically the center of this window, and then we get half of the image width to determine how far over we're going, right? And we get half of the image height to how far down we're going. And we supply those two values to the g.draw image. There's the image, there's the how far over we're going, there's how far down we're going. And then you don't need to worry about this, just what you do. Okay, so that's it. I hope that's helpful. And by pausing the video, you'll be able to get this code, and you should be able to complete this fairly quickly. Okay, thanks.